Welcome to Good Mythical More. We are going to create the perfect party with only $17.
Yeah, we can do it. I believe in us. But first, let's check our voicemail.
Link, cut the mullet, and Rhett, you probably smell like a garage sale. In a good way, though.
That's how I received it.
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't say that I have a mullet at this point.
Because you kind of cut it.
I flirt with the, that was in the past. You know, it's a fine line between a mullet and not a mullet, but I think it's something about the proportion of hair here versus here, and it's.
I mean, we don't know how long that voicemail's been held on.
I think it's been. I think I took your advice, but I don't want you to think that I was actually listening to you, because I wasn't.
The amount of like happiness and, you know, there's an undertone of like cheerfulness in that delivery.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
Yeah.
like it's very, I'm very happy to deliver these hurtful messages.
Yeah, kind of hurtful. Not invited to the party.
Party.
I like to have a party. Mm-hmm. You know, I ambition to throw more parties. Just have to find the time. You know, if no one's going to hire me to DJ, I just do it myself. You know, throw my own DJ. Hire myself.
To just be alone?
I do that too. Yeah, I throw DJ parties for myself frequently, and sometimes
That just feels like a hobby, not a party.
Well,
No, I mean, no hate, but
it's a point of view. But I mean, you've crashed it a couple of times. Which means
only because I needed to get something from where you were at. I'd walk in and I'd be like, oh, okay. One time you didn't even see me.
Oh yeah?
Came in and went out.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right, I was deep.
I am very excited about planning parties. I wasn't much of a party man until Jesse had the idea to do my 40th birthday bash, which
was ages ago.
A long time ago. But boy, that was a good party, and it was curated. Jesse was largely responsible for the choices in that party, but it has made me think about, I'm closer to my 50th birthday party than I am from my 40th birthday party at this point.
Oh yeah.
So I am, I've got a few years to plan, but I am thinking about it. And I don't think I can recreate that with $17 on this particular sheet here.
Of course, we have 5 columns. We have a drink column, a food column, an entertainment column, location, and thank you gift. I can go ahead and say, like, I never think about a thank you gift.
The gift is the party.
The gift is you're invited.
Right.
And the good time that you had.
I think it's a nice gesture, but when you got $17.
Let's forget about the $17. That's just like that's a construct to play this game. Giving people an iPad, that's called swag. That's called kissing somebody's butt. What is that? Please tweet about my party so that I can seem cool.
This is not an influencer party.
Bottle of Don Julio 1942. Even a handwritten thank you note. Okay, that's tasteful. A bag of popcorn.
These are party favors, right? I don't know why we're calling them thank you gifts, but they're like you're taking it from the party.
Favor.
You're taking like a thank you note from the party, like.
I just don't. This is a foreign concept to me.
I know. Same.
And then thanks for coming. That's it right there. That's where it's at. I mean, so I'm just going to take this off the board.
But do we have to make a choice?
I'm not even going to say thanks for coming. I'm going to say, I'm going to line up, and when they leave, they'll have an option to thank me for coming.
Yeah, I'm on the same page.
The party should be so good, they're thanking me for the invitation. So nothing in this column.
I'm actually going to start with food, okay?
Nothing.
Because to me, if the food isn't good, it's really difficult to justify people gathering.
All right, take us through the food.
Well, I'll start at the bottom here. Chips and dip. I just can't do that. And I'm thinking that this isn't just.
I could do that.
This isn't just 12 people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking about this is at least 25 people.
Okay.
Okay? It's not a gathering. This is a party.
Yeah.
And I just like, I don't like it when I go to a party and I like it like a charcuterie, but only if there's something else, only if it's a prelude to something else. If that's the only thing that I'm getting, I'm like, what are we doing here? Jesse and I will admit, go way overboard with food, end up with way too much. We buy way too much food, and we end up with way too much leftovers. We send people home with food. But that's because we both like to eat a whole lot. Pizza, if it was like really good pizza that was like, but if this is like we got Domino's and we just stacked it in the corner. Again, is it good? Yes. But am I in college? No. Okay. So grown up potluck, then you got to have friends that can cook, and you're making them work.
You skipped one I can't see. It says ham. What's after chips and dip? Because you went chips and dip pizza.
No, he talked about charcuterie. Meat and cracker tray.
Charcuterie.
Oh, okay.
Can't say that, but
so this is my long-winded way of saying I'm getting it catered. I feel like this is a very important decision for a party to be slamming.
Mm-hmm. Or you can just start a little later and not have heavy hors d'oeuvres. It's interesting that you start. I mean, I think you got to start with drinks. It's like people are going to eat really good food, and what's going to happen? They're not going to want to party anymore. You know, it's like I have to go. Well, I'm over here with drinks. BYOB, I'm cool with that. I'll still bring a lot. Store brand sodas and solo cups. I think I like the unassuming nature of this, but name brand sodas and alcohol, it tastes better, usually. Prepared cocktails and mocktails. I'm starting to be in a place where I feel like this party can get turned. But I've had a couple of parties recently, and I've made the decision to have an open bar, like with a bartender.
You've made that decision recently?
Yeah, when you go...
And I think you got to.
When you throw a party at your house, when is there not an open bar? There's always
hire a bartender.
Okay, we're changing. We're changing kind of what this.
Yeah, well, there he is, right there. You know.
Well,
that's a guy.
Because also, if you go to a party, and it's not like, you know, a bar mitzvah, which I know your weekends are packed with that.
Yep, you do it a lot.
Don't you usually bring a bottle of alcohol? You know, it's not. Yeah, no one would do BYOB. I'm just saying some of the categories are like not. They don't quite.
But unless you get up here, no one's gonna get turned.
For sure.
I mean, you really got to say, oh, I get to order a drink that somebody else knows how to make well. I got to be in this area. This matters so much to me that I'm willing to go down to. I would actually go for chips and dip instead of pizza because pizza feels college and like thrown together. But at least meat and cracker tray. I'm even going to do that. Because I don't care as much about food. And if you drink enough, you won't either.
Who's the party for? Because people love to eat. And when they go to parties that just have chips, they talk about the party after they leave.
To me, the most important thing is libations. And then after that, it's...
Well, hold on. I got to make an alcohol choice here.
Entertainment.
So I agree, Stevie, that this is not necessarily a... I don't know exactly how to interpret these categories because a lot of parties are somebody has it at their house and they have this, you know, people bring their own alcohol, but the house supplies alcohol and people are like mixing their own drinks. And then somebody is like the person who can make cocktails and starts doing it for people. Like that's a pretty good party.
Yes.
Like people can get turned in that scenario.
Mm-hmm.
So, but which one is that? I agree with you. The open bar is definitely, you paid for a bar.
I think that's still prepared cocktails.
Or,
I think
be
$3.
Cocktails would be like, if you made ahead like pitchers of margarita situation, but then name brand sodas and alcohol would be, you know, you have all the alcohol and people also bring alcohol.
Yeah. Sounds like you can get by with that.
I think I can because I think that if the goal is the effect of the alcohol. This is obviously super impressive. It's the best, but I got to figure out what I'm going to do over here. I think people can get turnt in this way, and it will balance out all this incredible food. And people might be drinking wine. They might be like, I don't care what it is. It's going to go with this incredible catered food that they have.
Now, I will say, Cassie recently got an invitation to a tea party.
From a child?
And it was our 5-year-old neighbor that invited her. And she also warned, 1, it will be an iced tea party because it's hot. 2, she will only be wearing underwear, and she wanted to let Cassie know in case that made her uncomfortable.
What in the world?
But Cassie clarified, what can I wear? And she said, you can wear whatever you want. So
Whatever you want.
It's not an underwear tea party.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Why did she? That's just how she rolls, huh? Underwear.
I mean,
Or was it that
if
hot?
you could, you would,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
I think I could,
yeah.
Yeah.
but I don't.
Maybe you should add tea to your private DJ parties and underwear.
Underwear party?
No, it's just you DJing for yourself in underwear with some tea.
Yes.
What if my 50th
That is a very big yes, Stevie.
an underwear
Drop
party?
in.
My 50th.
You can
could
wear
be
whatever you want.
An underwear party.
Absolutely not.
Well, come on. Don't
Rhett
be-
might drop by.
don't
but
be
you
that
won't-
way.
You won't know.
Yeah.
You won't know if he drops
He
by.
didn't
your
look
underwear tea
up at
party.
one time.
I think entertainment is the second most important thing, but I mean, you don't, and I value music very highly, but I don't love hired bands because the music's not as good as if you have, I think highly of having a good DJ. I'm biased.
That is actually
That's not even
one of
on the comm.
options.
So I'm going to go with Bonsai Tree Artist because
That's a good choice.
it's funky.
I wonder if anybody's ever done that.
Yes, we did do
What
that.
year was that?
At a Mythical Christmas party, which was at a bar, at an open bar.
2019? Oh, 6. What?
It might have been
06.
2018, 2019. We had a bonsai artist that you could, as you're like perusing around, you can go up and talk to the guy while he's slowly snipping a tree. And at a certain point, didn't he have the floor with a microphone?
He had a microphone. And Carney just said, because it was probably like 2016, because he missed it and he regrets every moment that he wasn't here for it.
It didn't
was
quite,
special.
I'll be honest, it didn't quite work as well as we were hoping.
I think he needed more up lighting.
Well, we were also discussing
He could have been more drunk.
getting a knife salesman in,
oh,
because we
God.
like that idea. Because, they're really,
Charismatic.
yeah, they put on a good show. How would it be at a party? But we couldn't pull that off, so.
Okay, well, you just blew $4 on a bonsai tree artist.
Yeah, but I'm drunk. It's like that could be Good Mythical Evening next year,
Bonsai.
2025. Hold on, what year are we in?
Yep.
2024.
I don't
Good.
disagree with you that, especially if, I gotta say, the choice of band, it's more often that having a band is going to be a worse choice than having a DJ.
Right.
But, and I don't think I would do the same thing that I did for my 40th when we had Harbor Party, and they're so much fun. It's so much fun, but it's a very particular choice,
Right.
to have a yacht rock band, right?
Yep.
So, I want to do, I've told you about this. I don't know if I want to do it for my 50th, but I told you, how in the movies, people who have parties around Halloween, they'll be like a monster band. Like a band that is literally monsters. And they're playing like Halloween songs, but also other songs. And I've never seen it in real life. I've only seen it in movies because all you have to do is create a scene with one song. And I think that it probably breaks down as you extrapolate to a real world situation where there's got to be like 2 hours of what are you going to do, play Monster Mash over and over again?
In a mask.
But I like the idea of a costumed
Slipknot.
Halloween party for my birthday.
A masquerade ball.
But maybe it makes sense to just have like a Frankenstein DJ for that.
What if everyone was Frankenstein? It's just a Frankenstein party. Then everybody has to do their version of Frankie. So you're kind of giving an assignment of costume. That way people don't have to worry about picking out their own costume, and, it's more like a private school uniform type thing where it's like no one gets to stand out too much.
I don't think Frankenstein is sexy enough.
Oh, that's the challenge.
I think that
those bolts can be anywhere.
What if everybody was a vampire or something like that? Then you're like,
yeah,
they're all sparkling like Twilight.
Sexy vampire. So what are you choosing here though? You going with
because I'm assuming that a DJ is actually included in this. I'm actually just going to go with movie playing in the background because I love the aesthetic. I like having things playing in the background. For my New Year's Eve party, we had old Dick Clark 1980s New Year's Eve parties just playing on the TV, and everybody was like, "Oh, this is," and it was just like every different. It went
old
through all
Dick
the
on the TV.
Old Dick.
Okay, I'm not going to say. Okay, well, for location, I think this is important. I think a laser tag arena is just a horrible idea, way overpriced. Multi-room apartment, I like multiple rooms. So different things can be happening in different rooms. But I have the money, I have the budget here. I'm going to go with the Bachelor Mansion because that's multiple rooms and a pool. It's kind of depressingly undecorated in there, but that's what I'm going with. I like a nice space, and I want to fill it with people. I could go with hotel rooftop.
I think I'll go with the rooftop.
I could go with living room
because I think
actually
the advantage of having a party that's going to be. Do people still say crunk?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
A party that's crunk. You want people to have the option of not leaving and just sleeping there. But if it's in a mansion, then they're sleeping in this house. It's awkward,
It has bedrooms.
I know, but you probably there's I don't know what the arrangement is. Is this like an Airbnb where you've got it for the whole night?
Yes.
I like the idea
That's why
of
I'm picking that.
making the hotels got bedrooms. That's pretty much all it is. People get too crunk, they can just stay at the hotel.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one.
I've still got a lot of money here.
Yeah,
because I've only done.
I have $3 more.
9, 10, 14. I got $3. I could write everybody a handwritten thank you note.
I'm gonna go with a meat and cracker tray. Let's see, because now I have $1 left, and
I love the idea of people getting so drunk that you're determining where they're gonna sleep, but then also they get a thank you card at the end of the night that they can't open or read until the next morning.
That's how you get in and leave. You know what? I'm gonna put a movie in the background. Well, you know what?
What's that?
I'm gonna put a movie in the background. Have a little visual.
What's that website app where you cycle through people on video chat, strangers?
Chat roulette?
Chat roulette. Yeah. I went to a party once where they had chat roulette on the TV, and it didn't go well.
No, of course not.
It's old Dick Clark.
Exactly. Your old Dick really reminded me of how it went.
Oh, God.
I didn't mean to put your on front of you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, I wasn't on that night.
Hey, Stevie, just take a pointy bag of caramel corn home, would you? And hey, thanks for coming because I've got that money.
Good Mythical Evening is coming back Friday, October 25th for an evening that promises to be scary, sexy, and stupid. Tickets available now at goodmythicalevening.com.